All right, Fleece. That was the duck, man. That's crazy. You told me about another man that made a doll out of something.
Man, this is what people don't understand in the penitentiary system. Now, God had already said in the Bible, it's not good that a man should be alone. That's why he made a woman. God realized from the beginning of the creation of man that man and man don't work out. Cause you standing there two men with hard dicks, something's gonna have somebody gonna have to do something, bend over or something, man. So he created a woman. But check this shit out. You got people in the penitentiary that's been locked up for 20, 30 years. They got sex drives. They like to come. They like to get off. And a lot of them don't mess with sissies. So they prefer to keep it, you know, out of that department, right? I don't have to go gay to get off, you know. So this one particular dude, he in Eddyville prison, they was making dolls. And back in them days, see, like Eddyville, let me tell you about prison. It's a business. Our prison in Kentucky make all the orange jumpsuits. Inmates make them, and we sell them to different states. Them orange jumpsuits you see inmates in, we make them in Kentucky. We make mattresses, we make blankets and sheets, you know. And so our sewing class in Eddyville has about 250 industrial sewing machines. Well, we can make products the same way you buy them out of a store. It looks the same way, it's sold the same way, same pattern and all that. So this one dude, he got in the sewing class, and he took the cover of a mattress and made him a doll.
A doll?
Yeah, a doll, like a human doll. 6 feet tall.
Shut up, man.
He made it, took some type of plastic shit and put in the vagina, you know, the pussy.
Mm-hmm.
And he put shit like pudding, jelly, jello, all that shit up in her. So when he sat his dick in her, oh God, nigga, you creaming, nigga. You gonna cream soon you come, nigga, your dick is wet soon you go up in there. And he had it real tight, so it felt like a real special pussy that he was. So he fell in love with this doll he made. He called it Lucy. And he would set this motherfucker doll. He made that doll panties, bras, everything, you know, and would set that motherfucker in the cell. But here's what he couldn't do.
So the doll's name was Lucy. The duck's name wasn't Lucy. Then you couldn't
No,
remember the duck's name.
the duck man, that's a different story.
Okay.
This is Lucy the doll man. The man made a doll called Lucy. So prisons is ran by the administration. Whatever administration is running the prison will determine what the rules and regulations gonna be in the prison. So back then when we didn't have a dress code, it was all good. But a new administration came on and they said that shit there got to go. Motherfuckers that got these homemade dolls and shit that they been fucking, we got to take the dolls, cause it ain't sanitized right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and dolls were stinking. That motherfucker been fucking that doll for about 10, 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
And ain't been able to clean it out, so the motherfucker smell like a dead person, right? It's like a real doll. You know, so I remember the day that the guards came to take it. They know they're gonna have trouble because this man saw that doll like it was his actual wife. You know, his mindset was like, this is my wife, man. So when they walked up to his door, they talking about, hey, we come to get the doll. He said, this is not a dice, it's my wife. They said, we come together. This motherfucker, they know they had to put him to sleep. He pulled a knife out. They had to shoot him outside the gate with some type of tranquilizer shit to put him to sleep. To go in there and get this goddamn nasty ass died out. I tell you, it's a crazy shit that goes on in the penitentiary. That's the one I want to really speak on, is that one.
Go ahead.
All right, check this out. This is to all the, I ain't gonna call y'all sissies, but that's what society call you, sissies, homosexuals, transgender. Well, check this out. Transgender, sissies, homosexual, whatever you prefer to be called, ladies. I call y'all ladies, good ass ladies. But check this out, baby. There was a sissy in the prison. He called himself Latoya, black. Well, him and another sissy, they robbed a, I heard it was a hitman on the street. He came to Kentucky, and these sissies here, they look like women. Built like them, big old hips, big butts, titties and shit. Thick lips, little features or something like a woman, small feet, small hands. So they try to take this dude, and the dude killed one of the sisters and took a knife and threw it at the other one, stuck him in the side of the temple. And he went out a two-story window, the one called Latoya. Check this out. He gets locked up, come back to prison, violated his parole. So now all his hair is falling out. But this sissy here took pride in looking like a lady. So what he did, he took a brogan boot, took the shoestrings out, unraveled the shoestrings.
The thread inside the
Yeah,
shoestring?
the thread inside of the string of the shoestring.
Yeah.
Unraveled it where it'd be like her. So he came to me and asked me, he said, Fleece, do me a favor, baby. I said, what's that? He said, will you staple this to my head? I said, staple what to your head? He said, this right here, he had that shit.
You said staple?
Staple. He gonna make hair for his head.
But he gonna staple it to his head.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. So he had it all branched out, so he took it, he said, right here. So I put the staple right there and went, he'll shake like that. I said, God damn. I said, you ready? He said, yeah. So I landed another one. He said, back it up. I said, right there? He said, yeah. So I stapled his whole head. But here's the catch. He came outside swinging his hair and all that shit like that, making it swing. That shit look good as a motherfucker, making him look sexy. But the guards caught on him. Because the sun was shining and seeing all that staples in his head, all that shit sparkled. So the guard walked up to him and asked him what was making all that shining stuff come out of his head. So when they found out it was staples, they rolled him up for inflicting bodily injury on yourself, snatched that shit out of his head, right? So he went to the hole. But when he came out of the hole, you know, he don't want nobody to see him bald-headed.
Right.
This was a sissy that took pride in having hair. But you can't buy weaves and wigs in the penitentiary. So what he did, he went right back to the bootstring, unraveled the shit, and he took glue, sugar, honey, and something else he put in there to make a paste that was like Gorilla Glue, right? When he put that shit all over his head, and he could just stick the shit on there, and it would stay.
It would stay?
Man, that motherfucking shit stayed, man. We see this sissy in the shower, bro. Her all the way down his back, shaking his head and shit, washing his hair, and that shit wouldn't come out. But here's the trouble. all that sugar and honey attracted a lot of bees. So when he come out of the shower, he had his little hot pants on and shit, his booty hanging out. He got a big old butt, you know. So he called himself Latoya. So he come out. So he was bending over, tooting his ass out, trying to entice the, the men, right? Show men that, nigga, I'm packing. So I confronted him. I said, hey, Drew. I ain't gonna call his name out, his actual name. I'm gonna call him Latoya. That's what he went by. I said, hey, look, you got a lot of bees flying around your head, nigga. So he came out with this, it's sissy here, he was like one of them cans that likes to, he'll fight a motherfucker. He said, fuck you, nigga. He said, you niggas always hating on a bitch when a bitch is trying to look good and shit, nigga, get on away from me, nigga. I said, go on, some stupid motherfucker. So I went back, and bees landed in his head, man. This motherfucker out there bending over and all this shit, trying to entice motherfuckers. And when one of the first bees that stung him, you can almost hear that shit pop. It said, that motherfucker did like that. He started doing all that shit, and bees would turn his ass up, right? He passed out. This motherfucker passed out, right? They took him to the hospital, and they brought him back here, this white thing wrapped. His head was swelled up like this. So this white dude hollered, hey, Latoya, who you running to? The Rhino? Sissy went crazy, man. It's black sissy. Fuck you, hoochie. You're manny. You fucking hunky. I'll kill you with all that old shit, right? Man, I'm just telling you, man, it's some crazy shit that you see in the penitentiary. Crazy.